maybe a text on that basis. Okay,
what
Walmart,
happened?
Jenks, says we're
It's
done.
not.
That's number 8. I couldn't find it.
Looking for
Agendas.
This guy's got
The agenda.
he's got to make every month. And then they still want to test on it the same way.
I'd never do
See,
anything.
the shortcut's gone, that's the problem.
That's iPad number 8.
I understand that, but it doesn't seem like it's the right thing, because the business is not worth, the business not worth that.
That's 28.
I just couldn't find that.
Today's the 13th.
Yes.
Maybe the
Right
whole-
The one that's numbered.
Communities already have.
You do have to have the correct one,
I
yes.
couldn't find number
All these
5. It
communities
wasn't
already
over
voted
there.
for it.
So
No,
that's number 8.
they can use anyone.
Can use
They
it.
were always told.
How'd you get
Told
there?
them they had to use
No, for this, they have to, but
Oh, it's
still the
this.
iPads.
Got it.
The
Got it.
iPads, you can use anyone.
Communities, if I understand correctly.
And these are already in place for us.
So I don't know how you could have.
Okay, all right.
Maybe.
You ready?
He's good.
All right, I'm going to call the committee of the whole meeting to order. Do you know what? I don't know. Here it is. On Tuesday, November 13th, 2018 at 5:47 PM. Roll call.
Alderman Madden,
Here.
Alderman Kubaki,
Here.
Alderman Engelhardt,
Here.
Alderman Kapusta,
Here.
Alderman Borgman,
Here.
Alderman Hamel,
Here.
Alderman Wolf,
Here.
and Mayor Cheverati.
Here.
We have a quorum present.
Statement of public notice.
This meeting was noticed in accordance with the open meeting law.
Okay, on new business, we just have one item, dark store update. This has taken a while. You may have read things, you may know some things, but it's actually something quite simple that's spiraled out of control and sounds very complicated. So I'm going to break it down for you and then tell you what it means to the city of Muskego after meeting with our city assessor, Mark Link. I'm working with Jeff, working with the League of Wisconsin Municipalities and all kinds of people. Basically, it's where there's hundreds of lawsuits in Wisconsin right now. We're in one, and where big box businesses are challenging their assessed value, and they're comparing them to what we refer to as dark stores. That means it's a closed up store that they chose to close, or the store wasn't performing in that particular area, a depressed market, whatever. We all, the municipalities, strongly feel that is not proper, because that particular store may have a lower value, but an operational store does not. That should have a higher value. So all the municipalities have been talking to all of our legislators at the state, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's been like talking to deaf ears. So they did put a committee together, though, and they're going through it, but I'm going to be honest with you, I'm following the minutes, and they're all over the place on this committee. Don't know where it lands. But many municipalities have passed a resolution. I'm going to ask you guys to consider it, and now I'm going to outline what the league put one together. I've tweaked it for us, and I'll tell you why I've tweaked it for us, because the first thing you need to know is Mark Link, our assessor, told us, first of all, we only have 9.5% of our tax revenue comes from commercial, very low. That's really low compared to many municipalities. So for our residents, homeowners, to feel anything, it would require at least, and this would be negligible, a $30 million total reduction in commercial value before 1% is shifted to residential, and even that you wouldn't notice. We'll never hit that. So we really don't have to worry here necessarily locally, that's good, but countywide, statewide, it'll have an impact as it keeps trickling down. So what the league has put together is that there's hundreds of lawsuits in Wisconsin, and it's forcing assessors to artificially slash the market value of thriving national retail stores. So we really don't want to see that continue. We want them to fix this loophole in the legislation. I'm going to skip to the next piece. I already did that. And you need to know that state of Indiana, their legislators have passed that. They fixed that in their code, in their legislation. And then also recently, Michigan State also changed theirs. So why Wisconsin is studying and thinking and not doing it is beyond me. So again, many municipalities have passed a resolution and asked the clerk, or directed the clerk to send it to the state legislators, and I guess I want to ask you to do the same, that we just want to encourage them to fix this, so we don't end up in these senseless lawsuits settling on arbitrary numbers. They should just fix the legislation. Does anybody have questions or issues, or you comfortable with us bringing that resolution to the next meeting?
How is it fixed elsewhere?
In legislation, state.
And what did they do? Did they just say that there is no dark store
You
anymore?
can't,
It's always
they
the same,
can't
or what?
compare, basically, I use the term viable store to a dark store, that's all. They can compare, I don't like to use names of businesses because I'm not faulting them, they're doing something they legally can get away with right now. But it would be taking a big box store that's operational, doing very well in your community, has a higher value, has good rent income, good business going, and then they want to compare the value to a closed-up, dark store that's not producing revenue, anything.
So the taxes that they're paying is on the dark store?
That's what they're trying to do, yes.
They want to pay less taxes on a viable store.
And in Michigan, and they
Mich-
said that it has to be the same as it was?
They have to compare to a viable store, viable to viable, not viable to dark store.
Unless they come.
That's fair. I mean, that would, if I give you another scenario, it would be like a homeowner wanting to have their home assessed the same as a foreclosed home that sold really low just because the bank did it for foreclosed. That would be a similar scenario. That's not a good scenario. We don't do it that way.
So we're just going
I can tell you, many municipalities had it on a referendum, in fact, just
Right.
this last week.
Right.
We just were researching and we didn't get that far, so I don't think the referendum's all that necessary. The resolution will give us the similar impact.
So we're going to see your verbiage of it before we get a chance to vote on it, right?
Yeah,
okay.
we'll just bring it to the next meeting.
The idea is just to get it.
We just want to make sure you're okay with us bringing it forward. You can still vote no if you want.
Okay.
So, okay?
So are you saying this is going to be fixed at the state level?
Well, they're the only ones who can fix it,
Okay,
the only ones.
so it's not up to each municipality then?
Ooh, we can't.
Okay.
Nope. Nope.
Interesting.
Okey dokey.
It's at the tax rate, or we can't fix it?
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you, Jeff. So show of hands, we'll draft a resolution and bring it back. It's unanimous, thank you. And we got done faster than I thought. So,
Just kick back and relax.
is there a motion to adjourn? So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
I
Opposed? We are adjourned.
You can still vape. Still vape right now. Pretty soon it'll be $155 fine.
Where's our IT guy?
Here, my thing
Got time to burn here.
is.